Hello everyone, and welcome to another workshop in the Polaris Hackathon series. Today we have a special workshop on how to design excellent UI and UX. With us are Adrian and Odd, the leader developers of Flamingo Finance. Tell us a little about yourself and your work, Adrian, first.
Yeah, I can go first.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Adrian. I'm design lead and developer lead on Flamingo. I do most of my designs with Odd. I have a design background, but I really like the help from Mr. Google, aka Odd, to help me with the design when I'm stuck and I need like genius thinking. Yeah, that's short and sweet about me. And to you, Odd.
Yeah, I'm Odd, and yeah, I guess most of the people in here know that we work on Flamingo with everything that's come the last months. Like soon it's 8 months or so. So we would like to show how we think. I don't think like excellence in design, but more like how you can make and iterate on the design from the first time you see something and what you want to change and what you actually end up with. So that's like we want to let you look into our process on how we work on Flamingo for the next hour. Yeah, and I guess Adrian, you prepared some different sessions as well.
Yeah, we want to split the session into two parts. First, we just riff and talk back and forth about moving Flamingo from legacy to entry and doing a total design overhaul. And as Odd said, how we do iterative design process so that we don't waste time on designing stuff that users never even want. And then we'll have the second part where we try to work together here to make Flamingo on-ramper. That will be a new feature in Flamingo coming soon. So this will be more interactive, and you can see actually how we design, and maybe
Yeah, and it
people
will be
also
live.
can join in. Yeah, it will be live.
Yeah, we got the news today, like which on-ramper to use, and so now we will design it for the first time today. So we thought like that would be a nice session to do together with you guys, so you can actually see it live how it works.
Yes. All right. So
maybe Sam has some other
yes.
questions or something. I don't know.
I think nothing from my side. I read it for your presentation.
Perfect.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's jump into it. So the first thing is the case study of Flamingo moving from legacy to entry. We got the task to design a whole new interface for Flamingo entry, and we had been users of Flamingo legacy for quite some time, and we were like eager to take on the challenge. I can start maybe by asking you, Odd, when you first came to Flamingo back in the day when we're on Neo N2 legacy. What were your initial feelings, thoughts? How did you experience Flamingo?
Yeah, my first interaction with Neo was actually that I went into the site and I just like, as we all do, we just go into something we expect to like get the information straight away. I just scanned through the site quick and easy, didn't read anything, and I was like, oh, this is like a big corporation site. So then I exited the site and didn't go back for 2 weeks until someone on Discord was like, I make this kind of money every week from staking on Flamingo.
Can I just intervene real quickly, just to inform the people that join in that we are sharing our screen? So I'm not sure if that's opt-in, but if you see Atlasor at the top of the list in the Discord chat, you should be able to hover my icon and join the video stream as well. So just I had to intervene to say that now before we're 30 minutes in and people realize that we're sharing our screen. So, okay, back to it. Yeah, people were making money.
Yeah, so then like I was okay, maybe something I overlooked. Then I went back in and connected the wallet and started like interacting with Flamingo. And then we had this feeling of where is all my money, where is all the data that I want to see. So basically that's why we made Mingo in the first place, because we felt a lot of information was lacking from the N2 version of Flamingo. So it really
And
needed.
Mingo is, just for people who don't know,
Yeah,
Mingo
that's
is
like Flamingo Helper, a new website with more dashboard and insights, and with time we also made some functionalities to even improve upon how Flamingo works. But it's just basically Flamingo contracts in a different wrapping.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
that was
biggest Yeah, sorry, Adrian.
Yes, that was the natural, like your initial thoughts when you saw Flamingo. Like immediately, you were like, "How can I improve?" Right?
Yeah, because it was like it was hard to understand. It was hard to figure out, and when I claimed and restaked, I often did mistakes where I like converted all my FLM instead of half of it, and I needed to convert back. And it was just like a frustrating process, at least for me as a developer. I was like, why do I need to do all this kind of stuff? I have a computer. Why should I need to use my brain?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that was like the initial thoughts, and that was why we started working on it and improving on it from the N2 version. And then on N3, with good design, you need to like iterate over how the users feel the page is working, because design is a lot of things. You have art, and then you have painting on your house. It's two different functions, but then you can have art painting on your house as well. So it can be nice to look at and have a functionality. So that's like the important part here, that the user don't get frustrated. You have so little attention. So if you don't catch it right away, or if you try to catch too much of it, like you want to show them your whole page. Often when you see a page, everything is like yellow and green because they want to, yeah, like this. Like, what apple are we trying to get you to focus on? Is it like the green apple? Is it the red apple? They are all like screaming to you as a user. So as a developer or as a designer now, you're just telling the users that everything is important. And as a human being, you're not capable of dealing with everything at once. So
this would be better, maybe.
yeah. If that apple is the apple I want you to look at, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, because then you have the focus. So if everything is different colors and everything, then you try to get attention everywhere. But if you and it's a hard lesson to like what's important, because I guess most people making a website, everything's important. Everything is important on a website. Else, why do you put it there? So
it's about balance. So
yeah,
it's about contrasts, and it's important that you do think about contrasts in several ways. Color is one really important one, but it's also sizing. So weight, the size of boxes, icons. There's also typography. So the text that you use, the font size that you use. Bigger usually gets more attention, and brighter usually get more attention. So then you have to balance. Where do you put the bright and vibrant colors, and where do you put the bold, big text? Is it important? Do people have to read it? Could you make it maybe step by step? So if you have to inform users about a lot of information, break it down into smaller pieces. So like contrast and size is really, really important for us. And we usually, I think we just start with everything Odd, and then we start to remove. Like
first it's like from Flamingo N2 to N3, it was more like, what do we need? How do we need it? And I think like the most important thing is that you always have to improve it. You always have to iterate over it. It will never be like in dev in general. It's not like I made it, now I'm done.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you have to renew it every now and then. And also it's so important that you release something instead of like polishing, and then you can release something and get some feedback. Because I think, like, from experience, we have polished so many things, spent so much time, and then when you release it, the users don't even use it.
Exactly.
So then you spend a lot of time on the wrong areas. So it's so important to just like build it 80% there, release it, listen to feedback, iterate again over the design. Yeah, slow, like now with this design, people aren't happy with the new counter that we made, and we're aware of that. But it's good that we didn't spend like 5 weeks making it.
Yep.
But we needed to change stuff for reverse pools. We had an idea, and now we got feedback from the users and ourselves that that was a bad idea.
Yep.
But when we made it, it felt like a good idea. But then we saw it in action, and it wasn't a good idea anymore.
Yeah, it's also when you design, you maybe design for yourself, maybe you're a solo developer and you do the design and development, but usually you are in a team and you have forward momentum and progress, and it's important to keep that momentum and speed up and for your whole team. And when you start to polish too much on thing, people maybe things get delayed also. So if you start to design like we do with this new page, we can round the corners, we can adjust the fonts, we can try to make everything perfect in the design before we make it into a web page. But that will take too much time, and it's important that we get the basics in, and then we start removing the noise that we talked about, like in this picture, to like, do we need the green apple, the blue apple? No, we don't. We want to end up with the red apple where things are important and you can't look at the bright parts. So when you're part of a team also, it's nice to think that you have set a certain deadline for yourself, make it look pretty enough, but not perfect. I think that is really, really important.
But also you need to like think of different aspects of the page. For like an overview for Flamingo on Earn, that's like an investment for user. So the user is willing to invest more time in that page.
Yeah.
But if you're a new user and you go to the front page of Flamingo, you're not willing to invest so much time there because you haven't invested any money. So you have nothing to lose from just clicking X and going out. But if you already invested, the overview can like be 10 things taking your attention because it gives you a lot of data. But from the front page, this is like where you enter new users. So you need to think like, what is my product? Who is my users? What is the function of the page I'm making? It's also really important for the design because like a dashboard for a user that's already logged in, it's much easier than landing page where you try to convert someone.
Yeah, and on that note, this one is getting old. We should redesign it. Yes. So like,
and I think we had that task for like 3-4 months already to redesign it, but we always said wait for the on-ramper.
Yeah. So now like the on-ramper that we are doing on the second session today will be part of the onboarding process, and what you will have the ability to opt in when you see the front page on Flamingo. But for us now in the beginning, migrating from Neo Legacy, like the most important stuff is getting users over. And I think we're, except for exchanges, I think we are over on entry with a lot of our users. It looks like it in our Discord server at least. So I think that green button has been effective and the guide has been effective. And I think it's nice. And what we also want to do is immediately introduce some interactivity so that you actually get to see what can I earn. There's straight to action. There's not all the reading part of what a DeFi protocol is before you get into the action. So we like to do interaction first. So then you can just play around and get started.
It's like taking your users up a stair, and for every step that you have to guide your user, you lose 97% of the users. So the less steps you have, the better it is. And for DeFi platform, that's really hard because a DeFi platform has a lot of steps.
Yeah.
But how can I, like, let's say you're totally new to the game. How can I take you from your credit card to understanding how Neo works with gas and Neo and how DeFi works? You can't do that on a single front page. So I have to like get you in with something easy, something fun. Maybe sending nudes to get nudes. It's a fun thing to do. Then you learn about the blockchain, and then you see that, oh, I need something called gas. And then you want some more nudes. So then you say, hey, where can I buy it? And then you go to Flamingo, and then you start to learn about the DeFi. So it's like these different steps. And if you try to do them all at once, you will lose a lot of users because you don't have that kind of attention from your users.
Yes. So like when we talked about removing noise in the contrasts, like removing the extra steps is also a nice user experience where you have less steps and you can achieve the same thing. So taking it back to Neo Legacy Flamingo. There were 3 separate steps, right, to get into a pool?
3 or 4, depends on like what kind of pool you wanted to stake in. But yeah, three if you wanted to go in FLM and Neo pool.
Yeah. So I'm not even sure how to do it anymore.
You have to first you have to swap FLM for Neo. If you have already claimed rewards, let's say you want to restake. So then you have to swap FLM for Neo, 50% of it. So then you have to calculate manually this, and you have to wait for the transaction to finish.
Yes.
And then you have to add the liquidity and wait to get the LP tokens back. And then you have to stake the LP tokens.
In the vault here.
Yeah, so just there you will lose a lot of users, at least if they don't like get held in the hand or get a good instruction from people or have a really good incentive to do it. And that's the good part with the DeFi platform. Usually good incentive to stake.
Yeah, so that's 3 separate steps. And if we decided upon that for now we don't want grandma as a user because it's too hard to do DeFi yet, especially with the on-ramper, and you only have a credit card, you have to go through exchanges and all that. So when we decided, okay, let's at least make it easier for the crypto familiar user base, then we took those 3 steps and made it into one because it was possible, right? And we started that with MyMingo.
And there we didn't like do it as on N3. We had these 3 separate stuff where we got back like the output amount, and then you'd like sign the 3 different transactions. But was also about knowledge, because we could have sold it like we do now on N2, but back then we didn't have the same knowledge. So again, you have to iterate your design every now and then because you learn more, you get better, you can solve things in a better manner. So that's the same. Like in MyMingo, we solved it with you having to sign 3 different things, but we could solve it like we do now on N3, but we didn't have the knowledge and know how to do it.
Yeah. So key takeaway so far is regarding contrast, try to remove noise and highlight the most important parts. Try to remove extra steps to make it easy. It sounds so obvious when you hear it or say it, but it's important.
That's the hard part.
Always come back to the basic. Yeah.
It's really like I try to explain to people. It's really simple to give a users a lot of different buttons to click. What's hard is when you give the user one button to click, because then you have to make all the other buttons work.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's like the hurdles there that people think like, yeah, but it's just adding a button. But if you add too many buttons, people don't know what to do anymore.
Mm-hmm. And so even with Smart Stake, now we're introducing the steps slowly. So if I refresh the page, I can begin again. So there are actually more steps here. You have to check more data, but as you start to enter it, it will show up. So now when I select a pool, maybe the nudes pool, there is more information here. There is more to consume, but you introduce it slowly. So as a user experience, in a user experience perspective, that is better. Because if you're met with this screen immediately when you first try to smart stake, or the first couple of times you try to smart stake, it's too much information, and
It looks dangerous.
yeah, it does. And reverse pulls maybe are dangerous, so maybe click on another one where there's no warnings. But yeah, still, it's maybe too much information to consume, and you get afraid, am I doing the right thing? And I guess we could even remove even more here when we begin. When I look at it now and with critical eyes, we don't have to do the settings immediately. You could just enter stuff first. And that's why we also try to boil everything down to the asset actions moving from N2. So we have a central place where you can actually do everything on the platform, the actions. You can get familiar with the actions on the platform that you are able to take. There's one place to find it all in the asset action tab. So I think you also have an important point about also that when I'm on this screen, I'm going to take action, and I maybe want to look at what my holdings are.
Yeah, it's like the worst thing you can do as a developer front end is to send your users to a new page and don't use like a reference to a blank page. So you have pages where you click a link and then you're out of that page. So then you basically most likely never go back there. And it's a bit the same if you're on Flamingo and you want to do something and then you have to check your wallet, and then something happens on your phone or something, and then your attention is away. So if your wallet tab is on the on Flamingo on the page, you don't take the attention away from the page. You keep the users on the page so you can browse your wallet there. You don't have to open Neon or Neoline or O3 wallet to see different things. You can do it straight on the platform.
Yeah.
Because the attention, if you lose the attention, you lose the user.
Yep, you do. So I think like to keep state, that's important. If and this is from the user experience going over to the developer side. So the designer can really only design like pop-ups and pop-overs like we do here, so that you can indicate to the developer what actions are supposed to happen, and add comments and hypertext. When you click this, please open in a new tab or a blank screen. But from a developer's perspective, it's you have the power to open in new tabs and to make sure that you don't interrupt the process.
This is where it really like merges together, and the reason why you're a good designer is because you're also a developer. You also know like, yeah, but this is doable. This will take a week to do. This is fast to do. This is smart to do. So when you design, you already know how you will implement it yourself. And that's what's really important here when you work with design, is that you talk and do it together with the developers.
Yes.
So because then you will get the best, like, yeah, but I can add that smart stake function for you, Adrian, but it will take me 5 weeks. Do you want to use 5 weeks of my time to do that? And it's like, no, I thought it will be like 10 hours to do it. So then you get like, you can iterate over it, and we do this like, I don't know how many hours a week that we just talk about functions, how we can like, yeah, but we can do it like that, we can solve it like that, and usually design comes afterwards.
Yeah, so we talk about the idea, what problems we're trying to solve, and usually I do the first iteration solo, so I can just try to create a rough sketch of what we talked about into design and translate it into design. And I guess I could say maybe I do 60% solo and 40% together with you, and that's a lot with you. That's a lot of pair design where we work 2 people. And I have a design background, and I think it multiplies my ability to design by 2 or 3 or something when we do it together. Because the input from you with coding and the input from you with the user experience perspective, and you as a user as well, and your critical thinking, I get out of the zone just me making pretty things. You get people like critiquing all the time live. It's really good.
Yeah, and that's what's really important as well. Like, if someone criticizes your design, of course you have different type of criticism. You have constructive criticism, and that's good because then you always come with a solution. And then you just have criticism, and then you just point out problems that you don't know how to solve yourself. So of course you need to, like, sometimes when you make something, I can say, no, we can't have it like that. We need to figure out a different solution. I don't know, but this is too heavy for the user. And the hardest part here, even for me, it's like, you are the expert of your own domain. So what you're trying to do when you're making a design or making a web page is to take your level of expertise and dumb it down for the new user. And it's really hard. That's hard for everyone. If you like try to get a professional chess player to explain chess to you, he will struggle because it's so easy for him. And it's the same here. You try to explain your product. You're the like expert on your product, and trying to explain that to someone that doesn't know anything about your product, it's a really hard thing to do. But you have to like think, if I didn't know anything, does this give me anything?
Yep.
And how
it
can
gets
I get
harder and
introduced?
harder the more you get familiar with your project, and then it becomes more and more important to get the design into the hands of the user. And the more you polish and the more complex logic you implement, the harder it will be for you to get the feedback you need on your designs. So the first stop is ask your coworkers and do pair designs. So that's a key takeaway. Try to do pair designs and get it into the hands of the user as fast as possible to get real world feedback. That's another key takeaway for making successful user experiences and UI as well, I guess. I had some backgrounds in the beginning for these models that were like really pink and hard blue. And we got the critique like, is that really important? And it's hard on the eye. I can't see anything else. And like, okay, I'll have a color calibrated monitor that costs like $1,000 in a dark room. So I guess for most people, that's really, really hard to look at. And I open my laptop in my living room and I'm like, this is changing immediately. This is not good. So I wouldn't have noticed that before it got into the hands of the users.
Yeah, and I think that's the important part here, to let the users. I know you want to like polish it, and wait to release it, but then again, think like eBay still looks bad, really bad, but it's a huge company, and I guess there's a lot of people that made something like eBay and were there at the same time, but they spent a lot of time on polishing it, making it perfect. But then eBay just launched something looking like a text site or something. And they got the users. So never spend. Are you trying to show your monitor?
No, I'm just like saying I don't like this side at all from
user perspective. But they have all the users.
From a pretty perspective, like art on my wall perspective, I don't like it, but it's really effective. Like I buy stuff on Amazon, and I can't really say that they're not a successful company or a successful website. I don't think it looks pretty, but it works really well.
So they launched it before someone else did, and they got the users. So that's like also really important to not like polish. It's important to release something. There will always be things you didn't think about. There will always be things that you need to improve. And most of the time, the things you think is important isn't important for anyone.
Yeah.
So that's like every time we release something, I'm like, yeah, but they're going to complain about that. And then nobody complains about it. And I'm the only one doing it because I'm an expert in my field. So they have different views, and also users use your site and use your design different than you do. It's a really important thing. Like, you know how to click the buttons, you know which buttons to click, but then you get the user and he says, I clicked your logo 10 times and the site break. And then you're like, yeah, but why did you click it 10 times? Like, I just did it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's also important to remember that we're talking about user interface and user experience, and illustration is also design. Like you can see here, illustrations of this picture and everything. This is where perfection is needed, I think, where you have to really like go into the detail and make something look really pretty. Remember, but we're talking about now more like you can see here. Okay, this is a product that's going to be launched. Like, make this, launch it immediately. do not polish it. When we're talking about illustration, take your time if you're paid to do so. But we're talking about here the user interface and the user experience. And I think it's important that we just differentiate that. So like one place where we want to, I would say, polish a little bit is when I click the button now to Smart Stake, we do an animation. And animations are really expensive, and we consider it polish because you have to invest so much time to get so little back in, measured in like seconds of the user experience. So now we're indicating that we're waiting for something to happen, and that is for your signature. I can sign that, and it's still waiting. So now we have the 15-second block time on Neo. We have to wait for it. But
It
if
feels so much shorter with an animation, yeah.
Yes, if we just display text, like a spinning icon is even better to begin with than just text. And this is where we started. But then we felt like, oh, it's taking forever to do anything on Flamingo. So then adding the polish of animations, it really helps. But then you're actually solving a real problem, the wait problem for the user. So that's a user experience thing.
Keeping their attention.
Yes. And it could also be an attention thing where we really want you to do something. And if you add animation to it, it really helps. On the front page, it's really subtle, but actually the bubbles are moving and they are in vibrant colors. So we really want to drag your attention to start adding numbers here. I'm not sure if it's working, but remember that you can also add animation to grab more attention. If it's really, really important that you do so,
Yeah.
you can
But
spend
here I
time.
can give you some. Here I can give you some critique. It's like DeFi from A to Z. A to Z is in colors, so that takes my attention.
Yes,
so
it
if you
does.
didn't have those in colors, if you had those in white, then the calculated earnings would get my attention. And also you have this pink down at the bottom. It takes also a lot of my attention. So
yes,
yeah, like it's never perfect. As I said, we will also do an iteration of this. It's so important to renew yourself now and then. Look at the design, and when you come back, it looks like so old. Every time you look at it again, it looks so old.
This is the old colors, I think. Yeah. So this is what I removed. Yeah. So you critiquing my design of the front end. You're actually starting pair design now. So I think we should jump over to the second part of the workshop to actually do a pair design live and create
how
an
Atlas
on-ramper
and Mr. Google works.
Dive into it. So should we just design the on-ramper how we want it to be? I'm not sure if we're constrained by the provider that we're going to use, but should we just make our dream and see if we can make it come true later?
Yeah, of course. So like right now, we don't have the API documentation for the on-ramper platform, but usually it's good to know your limitations. But right now, I don't think we need to limit anything when it comes to the implementation. I guess they have a good API as well, so we can control the design at least for now, and at least for this session. Yeah.
So I prepared a little bit, and one of the reasons why we have the asset actions on Flamingo is that we can compress the size into really small, the screen real estate, as it's called, a small area of the screen, and that will actually work on mobile as well. And we're releasing the mobile version of Flamingo really soon. That will be available in OneGate, and it has really helped us a lot when we thought about using the actions on mobile. So what I've prepared here is that maybe we could do the on-ramper inside this box and try to keep it inside that box. And then it's also possible to do the on-ramper on mobile.
But then, yeah, I agree. But then you're limiting your design, because if you're already on a mobile, you already have a wallet. And so then we don't need to solve that problem for you, because then you already downloaded the OneGate.
Yeah, so then we can skip that step if you're on mobile.
But if you're on desktop, you don't have a wallet. And that's basically my main concern, because you're a new user And
Yes.
it's hard to understand why you need a wallet or what it is, and also then we need to help you install the wallet. And I think like that's the first step, at least in my opinion, that we should help the user get ready for the on-ramper here. So we should make a good guide or a good video or something about the wallet, like let's say Neoline have a button that just easily helps you install it.
Mm-hmm.
And,
So maybe
and
if we
then we
start
can focus
with,
on the on-ramp.
yeah. But couldn't that be like first step where we have a video up here with the play button or something? I will have a second screen, or I can do this screen so you can see where I grab my icons. I'll just I am logged on, so that's perfect. And use tools like that to help you design. Like, you don't have to be that original. Take shortcuts. It's good. Saves time. So here we could go maybe 20, 20. That is 20 and 0. What if we do like a video up here and we say something like step 1?
Yeah, so but
Create
now you're
a-
thinking like you went to the front page on a mobile, and then you said like invest in Flamingo or something. So the advertisement is already there. So this is after you click that button. Like how can you get started?
So this would be what would be shown here, and you can go next everywhere.
Yeah, okay.
Or like
perfect.
Yep. And we could even like on desktop we have the ability to like go full screen here, move it over, and then show this movie on the right side. But then that could be step 2 of the iteration, maybe. Yeah. So is it okay that I just add some lorem ipsum text for now?
Yeah, of course. We have the copy guy to do all the text, so
yeah.
it's never good enough when we do it.
This is another tool then. Most designers are familiar with it, but lorem ipsum is just to create dummy text. And I could go to this tab. So this could also be like for the copy guy. You can see how much text he can work with, and I guess I could give him more.
I think you shouldn't do more because it should be simple. If you clicked in here, you already like should know some of the basis. So you're here to create a wallet. So here we will tell you to download the OneGate app, right? So we will give you a link to Apple and Google Play. If you're on mobile, but if you're on desktop, of course, we will give you a link to, let's say, Neoline or something. Yeah.
Download your wallet or something. That text is not our best field of expertise, and I can actually copy all this. And what we have over here is just a pasteboard of the most used components and colors that we use and fonts. It also saves a lot of time when designing. Icons, tokens like this, pool tokens, logos, saves a lot of time. So I guess we could do like a reduced attention, or should we do a full attention button on the download your wallet?
That should have full attention. I don't think like if it's for mobile, you will have the Google Play and Apple App Store logos. Yeah.
Mm.
But on desktop, of course, it can be a button like this.
Wallet. And then like the next button, like we should have next for the steps. Maybe that could be disabled and
until at least you press the install button once or one of the other icons. Yeah.
So that should be the first step. And let me just add some image to see if that works with the design. we go to Unsplash. Streamer is something here. She's cool. Copy the image. Just to see if it works to have that on top. Sent back. $20.20. Take white, lower the opacity to 50. Not too much attention there. 80 something. Does it look like a playable video?
Yeah, there you can control the image as well, so it looks better with the play button. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So maybe do you think people will know that they can play the video to get the guide?
Yeah, we should tell them that, like maybe just like we did on this other app, you have this line, and then you have play the video to some text. Then
see how to. I think that works well.
Yeah.
And we'll just align everything. Move it up. All right. And we can afford more text here, but I think maybe then the next step would be to make sure that you have successfully created a wallet. Would maybe be to actually connect your wallet. Would it be?
Yeah. So, but that would be hidden, wouldn't it? Like if you're on mobile, you will download the app and you will go with the app. So then you're already logged in with your wallet. So we can just fetch that information for you. So you don't need a step 1. We can just skip to step 2. Mm-hmm. And if you're on desktop, then you download your wallet and then you would need to connect the wallet. Yeah. So on desktop, that would be right to have that second button there. Maybe you can also make it like I have installed my wallet and you check that and then you can have connect wallet. Yeah. Something like that. Because if we detect that you're already connected with your wallet, we don't need to show you this screen because that would just be like a step that's unnecessary.
And you have your wallet. Please, or something. I'm not sure how
you don't need to like find this text right now. Just do some dummy text there. So, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I think the viewers understand like what we're trying to do here. We try to get you to connect your wallet after you installed it. And if you're already connected, you just skip that step.
Yeah. And it should be then we can show the developer that it should be then.
I think it should be hidden until you like click to install your Neoline wallet, or if we detect that you already have a Neoline wallet in the plugins or something like that, we can just skip the step as well and just do connect your wallet. Yeah, because we don't need to teach you how to get the wallet if you already have it.
Yeah. So then this could maybe then be the gray one, or maybe.
Yeah, I think this is good for new. Yeah, I think it's like good for new users, like total new users. But if you already have a wallet, you don't need to create a wallet. You need to connect your wallet. So it should actually be 2 different or 3 different screens. One is like you have a wallet. One is where you don't have a wallet, and one is where you are connected. Yeah. Because we don't want to drag the user through these steps if they don't need to do it.
So we shouldn't really number the steps then. Just create the wallet if that's a step.
Yeah. So that's like create the wallet because you don't have it, and connect the wallet is a different step. If we can detect that you have a wallet plugin like O3
you should
in your line.
Skip to step 2 then, I guess. Then if you do have a wallet.
If you have a wallet, and if you're connected, you're already, because I guess step 2 is. If you're already connected, we skip to step 2. But if you're not connected, then we need to have the step 1 to say connect your wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we can lower the attention on that one until you click on it, and could be something like this. Connect your wallet.
So for all the
And
people
then-
watching, this is how we work with the processes. This is just the start of it, but it's like always this back and forth, making stuff, taking stuff from each other, looking at it, and it's like, okay. And the hard part here is to try to think like from all the different user aspects. You're a new user, you're a current user, you have a wallet, you don't have a wallet, you have a mobile, you have desktop. So that's basically like, but that's why it's good to have someone to talk to when you do the design. To like have someone that's giving feedback and criticism of like, we should do this, we should think about that. And then, of course, it's really important to do that with someone you're comfortable with. Me and Adrian criticize each other a lot.
Yeah.
But it's really important then to not be like...
It's not a competition, really.
No, it's just we want the same goal. Yeah. So now you're connected with your wallet. We want you to buy some crypto. Then we need your credit card information.
Oh, this is a hard one.
Yeah.
And then we need some input filters then.
Yeah, we need to see like if this is a fully API or if you just go to the step of the on-ramper page. I would be more comfortable with people just going to the on-ramper site.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they already have a wallet, and then we can submit the wallet address in the link. So the hard part here for the user on Flamingo is to get the wallet if you're new, but like handling credit card inputs and safe transfers of them and stuff like that, it's better if we can just like, you will now be taken to the on-ramper service and handle everything there. But yeah, let's just design for credit cards.
Yeah, what we could do is actually, what maybe would be possible is that we give the option to enter the amount in dollars or currency that they want to use to buy. And that could be pre-filled. So that could be the
so
step.
everything's
like,
done. Yeah, everything is done. So yeah. And also maybe
There's no max.
if you want a token that's on Flamingo, because what we can do is if you connect your wallet on Flamingo, you go to the on-ramper and you buy crypto, and then you can click a button that says, I got the crypto in my wallet, and then we invoke it for you and we convert the gas to, let's say, FLM or whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then that shouldn't be an amount there, because that's hard for us to pre-calculate, and it would be different on the on-ramper. So I guess.
But yeah, because you get like on the on-ramper, it's Neo and gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want the FLM, you have to do a convert afterwards, but we have to do it so it's easy for you as a user to do that.
And we can remember that step for you. Maybe you want to receive, and then when you come back, then
and we check your wallet, and we can say like, yeah, you have 10 Neos. Let's convert these to FLM.
Yeah. Or you can also say that if you have entered zero amount, then there is no next button.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like this would be. Would you go off-site to the on-ramper, or would you load the iframe? What do you think?
I don't know. I think the best thing is to at least me as a user feel more safe if I'm on a web shop and do something with the web shop I don't know, and I'm sent to PayPal or I'm sent to like a page that looks more like a payment site.
Yes.
It feels more secure. So I'm more willing to hand over my credit card information to PayPal than to like xyzstore.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you never know what they are doing with it. So for the trust part, I think it's much better to just forward them and then send all the information together. So when the user comes there, they just have to fill in credit card, do the 2FA, and then wait for the crypto to arrive in the wallet. And then we can run a script or something that checks your wallet every 15 seconds to see if you got the token. So we can just have an animation or something for the waiting process. It depends a lot on how long time it usually takes. If it takes just like a couple of minutes or something, it's good. If it takes some hours, then we need to have some place where you can check back.
So we can say like your deposit status or wallet status, or we can find something else here, and then you could say like current amount in wallet, and it could be approximate dollar amount or something, and that will be 0 until we recognize that there is some there. And if it's plus $1, then we can go to the next step.
Yeah.
So let me just show you.
Yeah, but again, it depends a lot if it's a new wallet or if it's an old wallet.
Yes, and you don't have to buy crypto if it's an old wallet.
Yeah, but you want to do it because you have a credit card.
So you want to top off, you mean?
Yeah.
I
see that as a really, I see that as like a thing that at least I would do. Is like, salary day, let's buy some more crypto.
Yes, but then like after this one, when the status is done and you're done depositing, there should be optional steps to do more. So like onboarding.
I think like
what you want to do.
The first thing I want to do here is for the user to select what kind of currency they want to have. That should be like in this step, and we can tell you like we think that you will get this kind of amount. Let's say that you want FLM, so you select FLM and you select how many dollars you want to buy FLM for, and then when the transaction is done, you get like a pop-up saying like you received this amount of money in your wallet, convert it to FLM, and then you just click a button and we run a convert for you.
Yeah. And where would you place it? Do you have any idea of the state or the status? Do we maybe get the pushback from the service we could?
No, but we can just like have the front end inspect the wallet.
Yeah.
So you now click buy crypto.
Mm-hmm.
You have already selected that you want FLM. Now you go over to the on-ramper site, you do the credit card stuff, and then you come back to Flamingo. So the next screen now should be a loading screen where we say checking for a transaction or something like that.
Yeah.
Because now we're waiting for the funds to come into your wallet. And once they are there, since it's basically gas we will buy because it's the simplest, when the gas comes to your wallet, we will convert it for you. Like you can just like get the pop-up convert to FLM since you selected FLM on the first step.
Waiting for your deposit and deposited.
Also, do we need a video on the top here, or do we want a different video, or do we want a different image?
The thing I was thinking about the video is that people are maybe concerned about why do I see loading, nothing is happening, and then it could be to show, okay, now that you have completed the process on the other end, you should see a pending transaction here. So maybe just give them
but then maybe we should have 3 videos, like for each step. So
I was thinking that, but the same image maybe doesn't.
Okay. Then we agree. So you have like 3 different videos for each step. No, it's okay. You don't need to change the image.
Okay, cool. So there's 3 different videos. So then here we are waiting for your deposit, and then we could have.
Yeah, just a spinner or something. I don't know. Like checking block and maybe showing a block index, or maybe we want to teach you something about blockchain. I don't know. Here you can like grab some attention for a couple of minutes at least. Yeah. Maybe we can have some text like telling what Flamingo is. Flamingo is like blah blah blah, and then the next, so you can read up or you can watch a movie or something like that.
And to convert your FLM when you're done, you could actually go to the convert instead of doing that directly here. Maybe you could like the that could be like a step once it's completed. It could be hidden here.
Let's see here, questions for the Q&A. What is the tool you used during the presentation to design the Flamingo on-ramper? Is it only for storyboarding or does it generate code too? It's called Figma. You design and then you get CSS code out. So you can go to an element and you can like click on it. Maybe you can show, yeah. So if you watch Adrian's screen now, you can see that for this image or for a button, it gives you the CSS properties. And let's see here, always selling credit card. Okay, yeah. And if you have some other questions, I will answer them. So just write in the chat, and I will answer while we work with the design for a couple more minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, so here I said we can sell you Flamingo. You have some time to wait. So I think maybe we should move the video from the top and down to the center and just start play it when you come to this step. So it should be a video about how Flamingo works. I don't think Figma generates code. In
No,
best
not like
case,
that.
maybe
Yeah.
I think some extensions or plugins can generate some HTML. But I never seen something work good enough. So it's not like, it's really simple when you have the design like this to just copy the CSS and then basically you have what you need. You need to put up some different div tags and you're there, and you can also export all the different components. So for this loader that Adrian is working on now, if you click on it, Adrian.
Yep.
And then you can like go for export and you can export it as an SVG and then you can just include that in your design. So with the right color and everything like that. So it's a really good and powerful tool for a front-end developer.
Yes.
So when this design is done, you can the front-end developer will sit here and look at the design and also export components and also then look at the different CSS.
All right, but I think that's just about the time, and I think our what should we say? Our point is proven that this is how we work, and we will pick this up later on to finish it. But this is basically how we work. The most important part for us, I would say, second most important part is to get it into the hands of the user. The first important part is security. So we will see if it is a possible way to do it secure, the way we designed it. But the second most important part is just finish up with this design, get it into the hands of the users. And I expect that we would even, like in the beginning, we would drop the videos. And we would just
just to get it out, just to see
yeah.
that people actually used on-ramp. Because if we don't have the videos and we see that in 1 month it's no transactions, then why should we spend more time on it? Why should we get like Jobsters or someone to make like a video for 5 hours or 6 hours or something like that?
Or we could come to the conclusion that the video is the thing missing if we ask the users. Well, it was too complicated to know how to do it. I was not sure enough, XYZ, and then maybe a video would help. Yeah, definitely it would help. So then, okay, then we get the feedback. Maybe people don't need the video. Like maybe it's too intuitive and we have the trust that we need.
And also now, like let's say when we wrap up the working day, one important part is that like when I go to bed tonight, I will think about this design. I will think about, is this like, I will most likely spend 10 minutes instead of like browsing Instagram or Facebook, just thinking about the process in my head. Is this a good process for the user? Is it a good solution? Can we make it better? And I guess like, yes, in 5 months, we have some abilities or skills to make it better, make it easier. But right now, you need to do what you do now, use your skills that you have now and just make this. And then you iterate over it. But spend some time away from the computer, just thinking about the process. And sometimes I come to Adrian and I say like, yeah, but we need to delete everything and start from scratch.
And he's always surprised that I don't swear at him.
Yeah, he's like, okay, let's just start over again. But then it's because we have a better solution. We already like figured out we can do this in a smarter and better way. So yeah, let's just say that that's it for now. And thanks a lot for watching in. I hope that we had something to show you and that you all felt that it was worth spending an hour with us. We're really honored to be invited to hold a workshop on this subject. So thanks a lot, guys. Adrian, do you have some final words? Maybe Sam?
Sam can wrap it up completely, and I just would like to say thank you for the attention as well. And hopefully we answered some of the question that was a tad late on our part. We got maybe too excited, but that's a good thing, I would say. So thank you very much to Sam for hosting, and to Neo for having us, and to all of our viewers.
Yeah, and good luck in the upcoming hackathon for everyone that's competing there.
Yep, good luck.
Sam, will you take it away?
Okay. Thanks for the presentation of Odd and Adrian, and all the audience. If you have any other questions, you can write them down in the devlog test channel. Odd and Adrian will answer them.
Yeah,
If not,
please tag me if you have some questions for me, because sometimes it's a lot of different servers and 1,000 DMs a day, so hard to keep
Same
track.
for me, so please tag, and we will answer. I'm usually also answering on DMs if there's some questions, and please also know that we have limited time, so sometimes it's hard to answer immediately, but we're here to help, and we're here to make Neo grow and Flamingo grow, and our shared success is key, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Should we wrap it on then?
Yeah, we stole it from Sam now.
Yeah, we did. Sorry, Sam.
No worries. It's okay. So, maybe I think that's all from our this workshop.